But the story starts with the real supposedly protagonist getting bullied in front of everyone. He's in the secret hall and doesn't understand why everyone is against him. Even the girl that he loves is not helping him. And that girl is the thick jade babe, or at least that's how I call her in my mind. The protagonist is angry with the emperor because he's using her as some political chess piece. But shouting in the middle of the grand hall, everyone just thinks that he's crazy. The name of the first protagonist is Yi Chan. The emperor is not happy with him because he spent his whole life training here using their resources, and now he wants to throw everything out of the window. But the same way that a simp protects Pokemon with his life, this guy ain't letting go of the jade babe. He says that they are throwing her in hell. The guy with the purple robe gets angry and shouts, "How dare you compare the young master to hell?" All hesitant, Jade Babe looks to the side, calling for the Master Gu. And there he is, our cross-eyed menace villain. Look at his face, just stoic there, stone cold and Sigma. Yi Chen shouts, telling Gu Changge to say something and to him stop being pretentious. But everyone in the place is against Yi Sheng and he's confused. What's happening? Why is everyone siding with Gu Changge? Even the Saintess, why is she not defending me? Gu Changge just arrived and is already enjoying the situation. The purple rogue guy suddenly attacks Yi Sheng. But even though Yi Chen's realm of cultivation is lower, he's the chosen one, and that's something that Gu Changge knows. Even in situations that he shouldn't win, of course he's going to win. Naruto has been doing that for 20 years. Gu Changge looks to the side and sees that the Saintess has a 350 value of fortune and she is supposed to be with Yi Sheng. But the Emperor wants to marry her with him, but he knows the Saintess doesn't want him. He tells her, "Know why you're so quiet since you're afraid that I'm going to deal with him, so I'm sure that you are a clever woman." Then he finishes his tea and says empty. The Jade Babe, trembling, tries to serve him, but he grabs her hands and tells her to be careful or she's going to injure herself. And with that, Sukinyi had a small change of heart, while the protagonist Yi Cheng lost 10 of fortune. That's the NTR system way of doing things, since the more he cucks the guy, the more points he gets. And looking at his face is clear that he liked it. But seeing him grabbing her hands, Yi Chen went crazy. Gu Changge knows how the story is supposed to be. This guy is going to make a bet with him and find a way to get out of there. Then he will get stronger, come back to challenge him again, and then win. That's the life of protagonist, but unfortunately for him, Gu Changge is not going to let this happen so easy. So he just went flying out of his chair and Jade Babe gets scared. No one in the place expected him to go, and as we know, villains are always the strongest at the beginning, and right now Yi Chen has no chance. With one look of Gu Changge, he's on his knees, and everyone there was impressed with his aura. Even the Saintess was trembling, and goddammit, she trembles with such elegance, and I'm not taking my time writing this so you can see it better. Did you notice that her father is also on the picture? If you didn't, you were down bad, bro.
Get some help.
Even the Emperor got scared since he knows they need Gu Changge. For that simple humiliation, our boy gets 50 points of faith, and he understood that the more miserable he makes the life of the protagonist, the more faith and fortune points he's going to get. So he asked the system what would happen if he killed that guy. The system explains those who have a high fortune are protected by the heavens, and if he kills someone with a lot of fortune, he's going to put his own fortune at risk, so before killing the guy, he needs to take all the points. To pacify the mood, the Emperor tries to brush it off, saying, "Gu Changge, you are so strong, you really resembles a god amongst the men." Our villain says that this is too much praises, while on the floor Yi Chen is losing his patience and rushes to punch Gu Changge. But one look and his fist is stopped, and with a single move of his hands, and Yi Chen is thrown into the wall. Once more, the Saintess is suffering, seeing the guy that she likes getting beaten up like OnlyFans girls every day at their job. But everyone there is siding with Gu Changge. Yi Sheng was saying something, but Gu Changge just ignores the beta and goes to riz up the Jade Baby, inviting her to watch the moon with him. Before she could say anything, her father accepted for her. And from far away, the poor NTR protagonist was suffering. Looking at the face of her father, she just accepted it. That's when Yi Chen couldn't stand anymore. That was the last hit, and his mental state was damaged. And because of that, our boy Gu Changge got some fate and fortune points. And he thought with himself, isn't this quite fun? Then the thick Jade Babe had a conversation with her father. She knew that Gu Changge could give much more benefits than Yi Chen, and because of that, she had to pay him slime slicky thicky visit. The spy that Gu Changge had sent came back to him and informed him about her sorrows. So Gu Changge knew that she wasn't that happy being with him, and then he sent his spy to look at Yi Chen that was in a prison. After that, he received a gift from the system for the first humiliation that he caused. He got a talisman, a rainbow cloak, and a jade. Jade was the broken third of the world's seed. If he gathered all the other parts of the jade, he could get endless luck. Then he used some of the points that he got to get stronger to raise up more babes. Everyone in the whole city could feel his power, and from far away, Su Qingyi let a white tear run through her legs. An illusion was talking with her, telling her that Gu Changge was much better than Yi Cheng. She should forget Yi Cheng and just throw herself at Gu Changge. That's the illusion that all the gold diggers have, and then they say they don't need no man. But she just ignores the illusion. While Gu Changge is reaching the sacred emperor realm, his fate value is his points with a system that he uses to buy things and realms, while his fortune value is the one that decides how good his life is going to be. After the cultivation, he needs to get more points, and we see the prison where Yi Cheng is suffering. He's confused since in all his life he never felt so much disrespect. He punched the wall and something gets out of his ring. It was the thickest master that I have ever seen with some ungodly thighs that I would let suffocate me.
Hey, yo, what the?
He asked the master, "Why didn't you help me earlier?" She explains that she felt the same energy of the enemy behind her downfall, and because of that, she couldn't dare to reveal herself. And tells to Yi Cheng to not be so reckless. The beta is not accepting this one. "Are you telling me to give up on the Jade Babe?" He shouts her physique is, but before completing the farce, she interrupts. His master says Gu Changge is extremely powerful. We cannot confront him head on. Yi Cheng just ignores, and the master seems kind of annoyed. That's when Yi Cheng got crazy and had one idea. If she tells to everyone that the supreme elder from this place died 300 years ago, this place is going to get attacked. And then he can use this opportunity to run. But the master tells him that this is too risky. He's going to destroy the place that raised him his whole life. Gu Changge's spy overheard everything. Su Qingyi and her horny wet soul went to meet with Gu Changge. She asked him about the upper realms, and he told her that if she really wants to know how it is there, he can take her. Then she asked if we were in the upper realm, could you protect me? He replies, "What do you mean by that?" That's when she put herself on the plate, telling him that she's willing to serve him for the rest of her life. He receives the notification from the system. The change in Su Qingyi actions made Yi Cheng lose some fortune value, and because of that, he gains some points. Not only he gained points by making the guy a cuck, if he can change the Jade Babe feelings for him, he also gets more. And then Gu Changge asks her, "Are you trying to sacrifice yourself so I release Yi Cheng?" She shouts saying that's not the case. She's just being sincere and hopes that Gu Changge would accept her. But Gu Changge is ruthless. He tells her the guy did everything to protect you and that's how you pay him back. But Su Qingyi is unstoppable. She says that she's incapable of resolving Yi Cheng's mistakes and the only thing that matters is the sect. And then she reveals that she has the 9 yin mystic beauty physique and no one else knows about it. That means that the more fun you have with her at night, the stronger you get. Now that's what I call training. Gu Changge is all happy thinking, I can exploit others, reap the benefits, NTR everyone, and enjoy a pretty lady. Being the villain really is the sweetest. But he's kind of ignoring her. And then he asks why you told me about clappable cultivation in physique. What are you suggesting? She says that as long as he's willing to say the secret land of Taekwon, she's willing to let him train every day and every night. Look at Gu Changge's face while he asks to the system she's offering herself to me. Watching Netflix with her wouldn't result in any backlash of fortune, right? But the system kills the vibe. Unfortunately, right now her fortune is still connected to Yi Cheng. So if you cultivate with her right now, you are going to get a backlash from the fortune. Gu Changge seems irritated. The best things in life never come easily. Yeah, brother, I know how it feels. Su Qingyi keeps saying that she wants to watch the whole season of Peaky Blinders with him, and that's tempting. But right now, he cannot accept her. So he stands up and tells her that he's going to pretend that he doesn't know that she has this rare Netflix physique. She never felt the rejection in her life and runs to stop him, but he just laps her hands and says, "Jade Babe, please have some self-respect." She just stood there puzzled. Even a horny soul was laughing at her face. Look at the Gu Changge guy, he's so mysterious. Su Qingyi was thinking, in the end, Master Gu didn't do anything wrong at all in the Great Hall today. But I was already expecting him to be the bad guy. Su Qingyi has changed her views and your fortune value increased by 20. Then the spy gives him all the information that he just heard on the prison. And Gu Changge goes to visit Yi Chen. He gets angry and asks, "What are you here for?" Gu Changge tells him, "I just came to visit you and also pay respect to your master." Yi Chen tries to pretend that he doesn't know about the voluptuous, thickest master ever known to mankind. But Gu Changge says, "Senior, are you going to keep hiding?" And then the abundant master appears. Gu Changge says that she's impressed of that and was able to train such a trash. As always, Yi Chen was losing his mind, and Gu Changge took the opportunity to say, "Master, don't you think that you are wasting your talents with this guy?" And then he broke the whole prison with a touch of his fingers. He goes to the master and tells her, "If you are willing to follow me, I will recover your physical body and bring you back to your prime." Yi Chen is thinking, damn, he's about to take another one of my thick babes. Yeah, brother, life is tough. The master finds it strange. She knows that Gu Changge can kill Yi Chen with a single thought. So why he's doing all of this? Does he really want her? She's interested. The master refuses Gu Changge, saying that she cannot accept this, but she appreciates the offer. Then Gu Changge gives her a gift. It's a sacred medicine. Twith that Gu Changge leaves and Yi Chen started to hate his master, saying that he never thought that his trusted master would accept something from his enemy. But the master also got angry at him because he was doubting her, and with a disapproval expression, she vanished. And our boy got the notification. You formed a crack in Yi Chen and his master relationship. You decrease his fortune and increase your value. The old spy then asked Gu Changge, why are you so interested in Yi Chen? Gu Changge explains he wants the demon god of ancient times, the demonic spear that Yi Chen is destined to find. Then he uses the new points to get stronger. 3 days later, the sect is being attacked because the master told everyone that this place is unprotected. The sect became a Minecraft survival server, and those guys went there to take control of the mines. They even brought a sacred relic, and the emperor asked Su Qingyi to call for Gu Changge. But she told her father that maybe he's not going to help them because she tried her best to do a slimy, slicky wet cultivation with him all night long, but he refused her. The old guys then used the artifact that they brought, and with that, Su Qingyi rushed to call for Gu Changge. But at that moment, everyone felt a scary aura. Gu Changge had finished his cultivation, and he knows that everyone is present, so it's time to begin the show. Su Qingyi was going to talk with him. When Yi Chen stopped her and she asked him, how did you get out of the prison? But he told her that had no time and they have to run from this place. But she refused to go with him and said that she's never going to leave the Taishuan sacred land. Yi Chen lost his mind and asked if Gu Changge already took her body. And what she's about to tell you, it's even worse. She tells him, I tried my best to get him to insert his demonic power inside my mysterious body in a smooth and delightful way, and even told him that I would do anything that he wanted, but he refused. If my ex said something like that to me, this channel would be a Sigma Grindset one. Even the cuckiest of the cucks couldn't stand this one, and she kept going. She tells Yi Chen that his ego and selfishness disgusts her. My brother was beyond recovery from that point, and his master just told him to get out of there. While our little villain was receiving some extra points since Su Qingyi has turned her back on Yi Chen. His fortune has decreased and yours has increased, and when Gu Changge was about to open the door, Su Qingyi thought to herself, Gu Changge can't see me with Yi Chen. So she pulled out her sword and stabbed him in the chest. Stay safe, brothers. She removes her swords and says sorry, but with that, Yi Chen just ran. That's when Gu Changge appeared, saying that she did a great job. She said that she knew that this day would come sooner or later, and then he just hugs her. While she blushes, he's with his evil smile. And as always, gets some extra points for all the villainous. That was when Su Qingyi asked for his help. While the emperor was gaining some time for them, the 3 guys that came were losing their patience when they felt the same aura again. And Gu Changge just asked who are the barbarians that are disturbing my place. The guy with the armor was laughing at his face, saying that Gu Changge was too young. Without hesitation, he attacked. But Gu Changge easily blocked his fist with his palms. Then he twisted the guy's arm and sent him flying. The old guys were impressed, but that's when they decided to use the relic. The 3 of them attacked at the same time. Gu Changge blocked the first, the second, but that's when the guy from the top used the relic on him. Su Qingyi got scared because everyone knows that the relic was impossible to break free. The trio was confident, and now they were sure that there's nothing here that can stop them. But that's when they saw that the relic was breaking and Gu Changge exploded from the inside out. With one movement of his finger, everything was destroyed. Even Su Qingyi and the emperor were scared, and on the horizon they could see that the mountains had been erased. The old guys asked, who are you and how are you so strong? Gu Changge told them that he was someone who had broke free from the limitations of humanity. He was a god from the upper realms. Half a month later, some guys were talking about Gu Changge being extremely strong, but suddenly they were killed by Yi Chen that was consumed by anger. The emperor and the 3 guys that attacked the place were having a friendly conversation. After getting beaten up by Gu Changge, no one wants to go against the sect. Su Qingyi was finding the whole situation funny, how those old guys could smile so much when talking about him. Then the servants gave them an invitation that came from the great Xia Empire. Gu Changge knew that Yi Chen was going to that direction, so he accepted and told Su Qingyi that they were leaving in 3 days. The family of the old spy also lived in that country, so Gu Changge gave him the permission to go visit them. Then the scene changes for a classroom, where a boy is sleeping on his desk, but the indescribable, voluptuous, salacious, sensuous teacher was angry at him. The guy sleeping is their young brother, and his name is Lin Tian. He suddenly wakes up saying this king is very upset, and everyone in the class finds it strange and starts to laugh at his face. But Lin Tian asks where we are. The guide aside told him that they were in the central heavenly city. That's when we learn that he is someone that just Goda reincarnated into this body. But his thick sister was angry at him, saying that he should focus more on the academy. He needs to pay more attention to his cultivation and increase his realm. He started to laugh like the Joker, saying that today he's going to advance, but that's when everyone heard a loud thunder, and Gu Changge was arriving in the city. The villain system told him a new fortune has been detected. Translated to real words, a new guide MTR and take everything and his sister just appeared. We see that the elder from the city just summoned everyone and told them that their old ancestor is arriving in the city. Gu Changge already have 230 of fortune, but finds it strange because his fortune is still black. He thinks that maybe that's his destiny as the fated villain. Then Su Kinggi went to talk with him, and he notices that her fortune also increased. That means that she still had some secrets from him. She said for him, "You look like you were in such a good mood today, young master." He just pulled her, saying that with the beauty at his side, of course he's happy. This villain studied wizardry on mugworts. Then we see Yi Chen inside a restaurant talking with his thick master. He overheard from the people at the place that someone from the upper realms was coming to the city and had some sort of secret treasure. The master told him, since you're just hiding yourself now and this treasure is powerful, maybe you should try to find it. He agreed with his master and was thinking, Gu Changge, just wait. The scene changes for Changge in the chair with his spy at his side. Everyone in the crowd is asking why the ancestor seems to respect so much the young guy. When they saw their old ancestor calling himself as the old servant, they got shocked. Gu Changge was tired of all the conversation, so he just left with Su Kinggi. But that's when the master of the place told his daughter to show the city to Gu Changge. Of course, the daughter is the succulent teacher. She presented herself to Gu Changge, saying that her name was Liu Quhan. When Gu Changge looked at her, he saw that she had 200 points of fortune. That means that she's a good person to have a close and deep relationship, and because of that, he asked her to show the city for him. The second cuck, Lin Tian, felt a pain in his heart. Even though it's someone else inside this body, the soul of her real brother is still there. And the guy instantly recognized that Su Kinggi had the best body for juicy cultivation and was perfect for refining. Why are you calling refining my brother? We know for what she's good for. Working hard, being a girl boss, following her career. That's what she's good for. But Gu Changge saw Lin Chen, who thought that the fortune guy would come to me, but he finds it strange. He hasn't done anything. So why do you already feel that this guy has some ill intentions? Looking to the side, maybe it's because of the Aussie pulpy teacher. If that's the case, he's about to go for an adventure. I'm sorry for you, Lin Chen. Then we see the three of them walking through the city, and it seems that she's talking about her useless brother. She says that she's sad because everyone agrees that her brother has no talent. But Gu Changge is smooth. He tells her he's already too lucky to have such a beautiful and caring elder sister. But that's when she tells him that she's surprised because lately he has been trying to cultivate. Gu Changge finds it strange. The guy not only recently became the fortune of his villain system, but also just started to cultivate. Gu Changge tells her that maybe her brother is getting better because she cares so much for him because she's such a good sister. With those words, she got shy cause she didn't imagine that young master Gu Changge could understand her so well. Then she said that recently her young brother even got really good with alchemy. Gu Changge takes the opportunity to make her doubt her brother, asking her how is he getting so good with alchemy? Is someone teaching him? Or do your family have some ancient techniques? She stood there without an answer. That's when the system shows something to Gu Changge. If he can kill one of the protagonists after taking all their points, he gets some extra heavenly rewards. And with that, Gu Changge has decided to take everything from Lin Tian before finishing things with Yi Chen. Later that same day, the teacher went to his home looking for some slushy, watery happines. She wanted to give him some warm circles that she had prepared for him. But Su Kinggi just perceived it, and then she left. Su Kinggi understood that the teacher was in love with him by just meeting him once. Then Gu Changge appears behind her and asks, "Are you jealous?" But Su Kinggi said that it's too hard to pick his interest, so it doesn't matter if she's jealous. And if he wants, he can have the overgrown teacher at his side. Going back home, the teacher saw her brother, and he asked her why she was doing so late at night and if she went to meet with Master Gu. The teacher said that it's none of his business and he should just focus on his cultivation. Her brother went crazy, saying that she shouldn't believe on Master Gu. But she replied saying that he doesn't know Master Gu and that he should reflect on himself. One day was all that it took, and now your sister is gone. The teacher was doubting her brother, and because of that, our boy gained some points. Lin Tian went to the forest to make a ritual to attack Gu Changge, but he had to use part of his energy to summon the heavenly demon Dao Lao curse. The summon went flying searching for Gu Changge, while Qin Chen was confident that now he was about to kill the guy. Sitting in his room cultivating, Gu Changge felt something coming. He knew that it was the demon Lao curse, but it's impossible to kill him with such a low cultivation base. Even more, using demonic energy against him, the NTR villain itself. So with one movement of the arm, the creature that he summoned finished the demonic heavenly Lao, Qin Chen, and everyone in the city felt the energy that the battle released. But unfortunately for Qin Chen, the power that he summoned backfired, while Gu Changge even got stronger and increased his lifespan. Because of that, Qin Chen lost 14 points, while Gu Changge gained some fate points. Outside the room, everyone knew that he was attacked, so they ran there apologizing. Because the Lin family controls the city, letting him get attacked means that they failed their job. Gu Changge was merciful and just asked them to find the one who attacked him. The teacher went to search for her brother cause every member of the Lin family should be in the city. But Lin Cheng knew if anyone saw him in that state, they would know that he was the one that used the curse. So to avoid suspicion, he came up with a plan. He was going to fake his death. He knew how to hide his physical and spiritual energy, and that way when he got buried, he would just wake up and leave the city. And the next day, the family went to talk with Gu Changge, telling him that they found the one that attacked him. But unfortunately, he was already died. Even worse, he was a member of the Lin family. But Gu Changge doubted that the guy was dead since the name of Lin Tian was available in his system, and that means that he was alive and had some fortune for him. And with his Sherlock-like deduction, he knew that the guy was playing dead. Everyone in the family was hating on Lin Tian, and the teacher was sad, asking why her brother did such a selfish crime, cause now all of the Lin family will have to pay the price. The horny soul of the Jade Babe was trying to get her to cry white tears as always, telling her to observe how strong Gu Changge was since he didn't say anything, and the whole Lin family was trembling in front of him. And with that, Gu Changge got a new system notification. By being rejected for the whole family, Lin Tian lost a lot of his fortune and Gu Changge's fate value went up by 500. Everyone in the Lin family was waiting for Gu Changge's punishment. But one thing they didn't know, Gu Changge is a fuckboy, so he's about to let this one slide cause in this way, Liu Qiuhen, the thick teacher, will like him more. So he told them that he's not too unreasonable, and only this time he's letting this one slide. But he's a player Sue. As soon as the whole family were leaving, he called for the teacher and told her that he didn't know about the city and would be good to have her by his side while he's there. And with the beautiful hip bending, she agreed while he was looking at her fortune points. He knew with only 200 wouldn't be that hard to make her fall in love with him. But he was more curious about the reason that Su Qingyi fortune keeps increasing. And with that, Lin Tian's body was kept into a prison. 3 months later, everyone there knew that was some sort of powerful master that has been in seclusion for 1,000 years and just came to the city, and then we see a group of friends eating in a restaurant. They were talking about Yi Cheng, the first NTR guy. The bodybuilder guy was his friend and was defending him, telling to everyone that Yi Chen did nothing wrong. The problem was the Jade Babe at his side that betrayed him for the master. If that wasn't the case, he would not have to flee to Zhangzhou. But that's when the green waifu saw Gu Changge entering the restaurant and as always with really good company by his side. Everyone knew who he was. The guy that is friends with Yi Cheng said that he didn't expect to see Gu Changge right now. Gu Changge and his babies were looking at the city from the rooftop, and from there like a good villain he said, "On this balcony I can overlook the masses of people while I'm reigning over the 9 heavens." He's spitting on poor citizens. The teacher was curious and asked, reigning over the 9 heavens, "What is your cultivation, master?" He just told her that cultivation was merely a struggle between heaven and earth. The body is a raft and the immortal realm is an ocean. The little raft must cross the vast ocean to reach the opposite shore of immortality. The teacher said, "Young master, understanding is just too profound, opening my horizons with just 2 sentences. But what we want to know is he only broadening your horizons?" Gu Changge told her to keep an eye on her brother's body. She asked why since her brother was already dead. But he told her, for the people in the upper realms, overtaking someone's body is not that hard. And maybe that's why he was so strange before his death. Gu Changge knows when the sisters see her own brother waking up from death, she would know that he was being possessed by someone. And in this way he would lose all his fortune. And Gu Changge would have no reason to keep him alive. Then a guy came and told Gu Changge that some young masters wanted to meet him. Then we see everyone from the restaurant pleading their respects to Gu Changge. The teacher was impressed. She never thought that she would see so many of those arrogant people bowing for someone. Even the young ladies and princesses were trying to get his attention. And goddamn, let me lick those abs. But when she looked at Gu Changge, he was with his eyes closed, not giving the slightest attention to them. She thought with herself, when we are together, he looks so much at me. Master Gu is so kind. With that, she was submitted, and Gu Changge's fortune value finally reached 350, and in the store, he bought through her a beginner alchemy manual. But a sudden quest appeared for him. Someone related to the fortune chosen is there, and he needs to suppress whoever it is. So he asked the guy in front, is there any news of Yi Chen? The guy with the black hair stated that there was no news about him. But the one with dots under his eyes remembered something, the conversation that they had when they were eating, and told to Gu Changge that the buff guy there knew Yi Chen. But the guy tried to pretend that he didn't know who Gu Changge was talking about. Gu Changge just released his aura, leaving everyone there scared. With his legs trembling, the guy told him, I know someone named Yi Chen, and Gu Changge asked where is he. But the guy said the dumbest thing that he could have said. He told Gu Changge that he wasn't going to tell where Yi Chen was, because for him, Yi Chen was a good person, so he didn't know why Gu Changge was against him. But our villain just got up and asked him, who gave you the right to question me? Just by looking at the guy, he fell to the floor. His servants came running begging Gu Changge for forgiveness, but Gu Changge just called his spy and told him to destroy the guy's homeland. The servant just accepted the mission, and everyone there knew that was the end of the guy's sect. Lin Qiuhen and Su Qingyi thought the same thing. Someone that is going to destroy a whole land just because of an argument. This is who young master really is. With that, he completed his quest. And in the same day, the guy's homeland was destroyed. When Yi Chen discovered that his friend was dead, he fell to the floor and said of his master that he needed to kill Gu Changge. His master has always told him to be careful, he shouldn't do any risky move. But Yi Chen saw it as if she was trying to protect Gu Changge. Going back home with his baby, Gu Changge just gave Lin Qiuhen the alchemy manual that he just bought, as some sort of apology for scaring her with his actions. Su Qingyi told him that she was also scared, implying that he should also give a gift for her. But he just ignores the jade babe cause she's already in his Pokédex. 3 days later, some other families from the city came to talk with Lin's family. That's because everyone knows that the teacher is getting closer to our boy. So the reputation of her family is increasing. Seeing how well Gu Changge treats her, she starts to think that maybe her brother was really with his consciousness being controlled. And it was in that day that her brother woke up in the cell. The guy that was watching the cell went running to tell to the sister that her brother just woke up. In his cell, Lin Tian was confident. Finally, he woke up and no one knows about it. Now he just needs to run from this place, get stronger, and then kill Gu Changge. But poor boy, as soon as he woke up, Gu Changge and sister were in front of him. He tried to pretend that he didn't know nothing. Oh, sister, where I am? I was in the academy. What I'm doing here? But the sister just cut it off, saying, enough, you're putting an act even now. He kept trying to convince her that he was Lin Tian, but the sister just lost his mind. Don't call me your sister. Who are you? You are not my brother. The real Lin Tian tried to take over the body, and after going crazy and losing his mind, he just asked his sister to kill him. With that, he lost all of his fortune points. And the sister told to Gu Changge that now there's no problem killing this guy. Lin Qiuhen was crying, so Gu Changge told her, I know that you cannot do it yourself, so let me be the villain. As if he didn't like it. And crying, the sister went running. And Gu Changge revealed to the guy that he knew there was someone else inside the body. Lin Qiuhen was confused, asking how he knew it, but Gu Changge, with a touch in his forehead, just killed him, saying, you're just a dead man, you have no need to know anything. And the lifeless body of Lin Tian fell to the floor. By killing Fortune Chosen, Gu Changge received a chest and 500 faith points. From that chest, he got 3 fortune plundering talismans, 1 broken third of the world seed, and 1 critical increasing talisman. A plundering talisman allows him to take some fortune out of a chosen one. The critical talisman multiplies some of the rewards that he gets, and then he got another chest for killing a Fortune Chosen for the first time, and received the fated villain Aura Band and the Supreme Heart. Now he can easily take someone's faith value, but the downside is that by doing this, he loses the chance to farm fortune points. And the demonic heart increases his cultivation by thousands of years. Now he has 2,500 fortune points and will need at least 5,000 to get to the next round. That means that it's time to get more points from Yi Chen. Poor Yi Chen, life is about to get hard for him again. When Gu Changge went outside, he saw Lin Qiuhen crying, so he wiped her tears and told her that the job was done. Maybe he will have a chance to reincarnate. Crying, she thanked him. Changge took his sister in the first day, made his whole family hate him even more. The guy had to fake his own death. Then he waited 3 months till when he woke up, he got killed again. Jesus, brother, life is unfair. In the Xianji ancient city, we see a group having a conversation around a table. They are all asking who is the young master that did so much things to Yi Chen. That's when Keeking from Genshin Impact appears, saying that anyone that provokes brother Yi Chen has to pay the price. All the guys agreed with her and someone appeared behind her. That's Auntie Xu, the one carrying 2 gigantic snow circles. But none of them knew where Yi Chen was, and Auntie Xu told to Keeking that they should go back to the upper realms, and that she shouldn't be protecting Yi Chen cause he was not good enough for her, and she should just leave him. But Keeking told her auntie that she believed in Yi Chen, that he was going to be great and that she was going to get revenge for him. The auntie told her that she was going to with her so she could protect her. Then we see the teacher giving something that she just refined. It's a high-quality pill, and Gu Changge was impressed with her improvement. But that's when everyone felt something coming. The Lin family rushed to protect the place, and Keeking and her friends arrived. She told to the family that she wanted to meet with a guy named Gu Changge. The master from the Lin family told her, "I'm going to see if Gu Changge wants to meet with you." But the demon that is friends with her got angry with the chosen words. He said that Gu Changge should appear right now in front of them. But suddenly the sky flashed, a golden hand using its index finger crushed the demon. Everyone there was shocked. No one knew what just happened. The old guy was crying, asking where his young lord was. And everyone was sweating. How strong someone needs to be to kill the guy with one finger. Hiding but observing everything, Anicap was looking at that situation, trying to understand what just happened. That's when she remembers the name of the guy is Gu Changge. Maybe he's from that Gu family from the upper realms. So she made a split-second decision, since this was a good opportunity to find a new relationship for Keeking. Maybe she could even get deep slicky wet with young master Gu Changge. Keeking asked her auntie what she was doing, but she just tried to convince her that this was all a misunderstanding. Inside the temple, Gu Changge knew that she was Yi Chen's cousin. That means that it's the perfect time to get even more fortune. He went outside to talk with them, and Keeking asked him, "Are you planning to kill him then?" But he told her, "Do I seem like the type of person who would just kill anyone?" Upon seeing Gu Changge, Auntie Xu was impressed. But Keeking asked, "Are you Master Gu?" He just replied, "And you're Yi Chen's cousin." And she had 800 fortune value. Even Gu Changge was pissed. Yi Chen's luck with women really is something else. And Auntie was bowing and apologizing for Gu Changge, but Keeking didn't like this. Gu Changge told her that there was no reason for them to be polite, but he wants to know why they came to talk with him. Before responding, Auntie Xu asked if he was from the great Gu family from the upper realms. Upon hearing this, Keeking's friends were all scared. Kellogg said, "The great Gu family? I didn't know about this coming here." Gu Changge told her, "If you are from the Yi family, that means that you know my father, and he has done a lot of things together with the Yi family." Auntie Xui thought to herself, "Father, that means that this guy is the only heir of the Gu family." The old man fell to the floor. "If this guy is from the Gu family, then my young lord died for nothing. We shouldn't have come here." Everyone was bowing and apologizing. Keeking didn't understand what just happened. Her auntie asked her why you don't apologize for Master Gu. Do you really think that he would care for someone so weak as Yi Chen? But Keeking wasn't going to concede. She shouted that she would never apologize to Gu Changge. She was 100% sure that this guy was the one that made Yi Chen a laughingstock of this world. But my brothers, as a hunter that likes a good prey, Gu Changge likes a hard woman. So he thought to himself, this chick is really loyal to Yi Chen, but is such a knave girl. So the best way is devouring her little by little. Gu Changge, from where he was standing, released his aura. Aunt was pleading for their lives. But Gu Changge told them, "You're not willing to tell me things are going this way. Every 10 breaths, my spy is going to kill someone for me. And if anyone tries to run, I'm going to kill them all." Everyone there was begging for Keeking to apologize for Gu Changge, but she just told him that he was despicable. Gu Changge, Sigma as always, just sat on his chair. Inan was begging her, "Please apologize to the Master Gu. Our families have connections for a long time." But Keeking said that she was sure that this guy is a villain. 10 breaths have passed, so kill someone. And with a single movement, the spy killed one of the guys. They beg even more to her, saying that they didn't deserve to die in this way. Even Kellogg was crying, saying that they didn't deserve to die for Yi Chen. Seeing all of that, Keeking apologized and begged for his forgiveness. Gu Changge told her that was all good. He wouldn't hold a grudge over such a small thing. Everyone was bowing to him, thanking him for his mercy. And then Gu Changge asked her once more why you came here. Keeking said that she wanted a reasonable explanation for what he did to Yi Chen. But Gu Changge just said that he didn't do anything to the guy, or she wanted him to do something. Because for him, killing someone like Yi Chen wouldn't be a problem. Keeking was hesitant. She knew that Gu Changge could easily kill Yi Chen. So why he would waste his time just to offend him? Has Yi Chen really done something wrong? Or as the rumors say, it's all because of that woman. Looking at Su Qingyi, she thought that she had such a thick, slimy, juicy legs that it would be possible to guys go crazy for her. She got hesitant for an instant. Then she asked once more if he has nothing against Yi Chen, why he destroyed the lands of his friend. Gu Changge just stared at her, saying that he had no reason to explain. After all of that, Keeking started to question Yi Chen. She knew that Gu Changge could kill him right now. And now she is looking unreasonable, asking him. And with that, the notification comes up. Keeking has a change of attitude against the host. Yi Chen lost some points and our boy gained some. When they were about to leave on, Su told Gu Changge that he should get closer to Keking and maybe even develop some comfy, creamy relationship with her. But Gu Changge said that he had no interest in a child like her. Yep, he's avoiding the FBI from the upper realms. When she left, Gu Changge knew that she was about to meet with Yi Chen. But he had a way to know where he was. Yi Chen was with his cushioned master in the front of an ancient realm. All he needs to do is enter this place, get the inheritance, and then kill Gu Changge. Then get his revenge against Su Kingi. But his master doesn't seem to approve his plan. She thinks that this is going too far. He started to tell his plan to his master, saying how it's going to be easy. He's just going to go to the central region, get the inheritance, and then kill Gu Changge. But his master asked him, what if Gu Changge also has a way to enter the central region? Yi Chen didn't like this answer from his master. He feels as if she's always doubting him. And ignoring her, he just entered, opening the realm. All the cultivators there just rushed. But they learned that when you are inside this place, your cultivation is suppressed. At max, you can have the omnipotent realm. And that's precisely the realm that Yi Chen is. But Gu Changge had his own plan, so he entered the secret realm, and inside there, Yi Chen was hunting when Keking and her friends found him. When he saw Keking, he thought that she was more beautiful than Su Kingi. That's why we have the word copium. Just because you got cucked by Su Kingi doesn't mean that she's uglier. But Auntie Su told him to not look at Keking. He was not deserving of her, and she breaks the guy, saying, only someone as handsome as Master Gu is worthy of my lady. Keking got angry at her auntie and told her to stop talking about that guy. And Yi Chen was thinking that Keking had already did a squishy pappy cultivation with Gu Changge. Desperately, he asked her, he didn't took advantage of you, did he? She said that this was not the case and told Yi Chen to be careful against him. But Yi Chen was confident. He knew that anyone inside this place would have its cultivation suppressed. But hearing Auntie Xu words, his cushioned master now knows that Gu Changge is from the Gu family. With him being so strong, there's no reason for him to keep Yi Chen alive. So is he trying to win her over? What the master didn't know was the item that Gu Changge gave her had something that showed to Gu Changge where Yi Chen was. And now all that he needed to do was follow the trail. Then Yi Chen and his friends kept hunting in the secret around trying to find the inheritance. When they were about to enter a gate, a creature appeared, but that was easily killed by Auntie Xu. Suddenly, they got surrounded by a lot of monsters, and Keking told Yi Chen to rush, and they would hold back those monsters. Suddenly, a purple aura killed all the monsters. Gu Changge arrived, and she asked him, how did you get here so fast? He told her, thanks to your brother Yi Chen. Kellogg's was about to die out of fear when Keking understood everything. That's why Gu Changge didn't kill Yi Chen before. He knew that he was about to get the inheritance. Gu Changge said that she was smart, so she should just open the way. And then his group attacked. Auntie Xui thought about doing something, but the old spy just told her, if she does something, she's dead. And with that, Gu Changge kept following Yi Chen. He arrived in front of a huge door. His bendable master told him, be careful, this place isn't safe inside. But he just took his pills against demonic energy and entered the place. In the other side of the room, there's a skeleton with a halberd in his chest. Yi Chen knew that was the inheritance. That's all that he needs to kill Gu Changge that just appeared behind him. When Yi Chen saw Gu Changge, he shouted, why are you here? And Gu Changge said that he was following him and wants to know why Yi Chen is there. At that moment, Yi Chen knew that someone betrayed him. He believes that Keking is loyal, so that means that the culprit was his master. Gu Changge said, Master, it's been a long time since we last met. Why are you unwilling to show yourself? Yi Chen lost his mind and threw the ring in the floor, saying they never imagined that his own master would betray him. The master appeared, saying that she was disappointed on him. And since he believes that she did something against him, he was no longer her apprentice. Finally, Gu Changge received the notification that he's been waiting for. Yi Chen fortune value has decreased to the minimum. Gu Changge, seeing that the master is already free, with some mushy words, basically told her that her body was thicker and spongier than last time. She thanked him, saying that it was all because of the pill that he gave her, since if it was for Yi Chen, she would be gone. Yi Chen was listening to everything. The guy lost his jade babe and now lost his hot master. Life ain't easy for you, my man. Gu Changge has to be so cruel, so he tries to play it off by pretending that the master is not at fault. Of course she is, because she accepted the pill, but she doesn't know, and Yi Chen also doesn't know. But he just wants to make sure that Yi Chen is feeling like dumb for abandoning his master. This way, his death is going to be even more miserable. Yi Chen went crazy, saying that Gu Changge was pretending to be a good person, and that he knew that his master was also against him. Gu Changge told him, she refused to collude with me and never gave up on you. A woman with so much integrity is hard to find. He's doing all of this because he wants the master to side with him. Yi Chen kept saying that it was her fault, but Gu Changge just kept defending her. and after some time, the words that he was waiting for were pronounced. The rounded master said, "Young Master Gu, if you don't mind me, I'm willing to follow you from there on." Finally, that's over. Yi Chen tried to say something, but now Gu Changge just hit him, telling him to shut up, looked at the master and told her, "You're more than welcome if you wish to follow me." And with that, he gained a lot of destiny value, and as a welcoming gift, gave her a divine soul-nurturing jade. That way she doesn't have to suffer more inside the ring. The master entered the jade, telling to Gu Changge be careful. He activated his protagonist's powers to kill Gu Changge, but unfortunately for him, it was too late. Gu Changge also used his powers, and when Yi Chen looked at their inheritance, it was reacting with Gu Changge powers. He asked, "How is your power resonating with that weapon?" But as always, after taking everything from a guy, he says, "Why should I say something to a dying man?" Yi Chen tried to retaliate, but no chance, brother. He exploded and went flying, fell to the floor bleeding. Gu Changge grabbed him with his powers, but that's when Keegan appeared to save Yi Chen. Gu Changge asked her, "What's wrong? You want to save him?" Keegan told him, "Let go of brother Yi Chen and I'll fulfill any conditions." He asked her, "Any conditions?" She told him as long as he leaves brother Yi Chen, and it's something reasonable, she would do. But Gu Changge kept crushing Yi Chen, telling her that she was in no place for negotiations. Yi Chen was desperate, telling her to never comply with him, but got crushed once more. Desperate Keegan said that she would do anything, and Gu Changge, cruel as always, told her, "Allow me to imprint a slave seal on you." That way she would have to obey him for the rest of her life. Keegan was hesitant, so Gu Changge kept crushing him. And then crying, she said that she would do it. But she's had a plan. The Yi family has some sort of spirit technique that destroys any seals that are targeted against them, so later she can easily destroy the slave seal. All that she needs is that Gu Changge makes an oath. Gu Changge poked her, saying that she shouldn't become a slave just for someone like Yi Chen. But Keegan tells him if he breaks the oath, the demons are going to devour his heart. Without any hesitation, Gu Changge makes his oath. He's not going to kill Yi Chen anymore. Keegan finds it strange why he agreed so easily. But Gu gets closer and tells her, "I've done what you asked for. Now it's your time." She was hesitating, so he just crushed Yexing once more and told her it's not too late to change your mind. Crying, she said, "Do it now if you want to." He smiled and touched her forehead. She saw Yi Chen, and then she saw him vanishing, and in his place Gu Changge appeared. She shouted, "What have you done?" He told her that it was something that he had to do. Keegan wanted to know if he was going to release Yi Chen, but Gu Changge asked her how she should be calling him. And without thinking, she said, "Master." She covered her own mouth, confused with the word that she just spoke. It was because of the slave mark. But what Gu Changge had used wasn't a slave mark. It was a demonizing flask. It cannot be detected. And slowly but surely, she would become a demonic servant of him. Yi Chen shouted, "What have you done? You made an oath. How can you do this?" But Gu Changge explained it. He has a demonic heart, and it's impossible for demons to kill him since he's already in hell. Yi Chen begged for Keegan to help him, but now that he had lost everything, he had no more fortune. Gu Changge killed him. Looking at Yi Chen dying, Keegan couldn't feel anything, not even an ounce of sadness. She couldn't bring herself to hate Gu Changge, all because she was already over the effect of the demonizing flask. This one was ruthless. Then he received the rewards for killing a fortune's chosen. As always, some fortune and faith points, and even a void marrow that it was supposed to be the bloodline power of Yi Chen, so he took and fused it into his body. Keegan shouted at him, but he just asked her, "Why did you call me?" And she once more said, "Master." Then he threw Yexing's body and told her to be a good girl and just stay there. Looking at the inheritance, he said that it was time to real business. When Gu Changge got closer to the inheritance, he felt something. It still had some remnant consciousness left to him. In the real storyline, Yi Chen would receive the recognition of the inheritance, and with that recognition, he would defeat the evil and then get the halberd for himself. But that's not the case. Gu Changge knows that this consciousness is not going to approve him. When the inheritance touched his forehead, it felt that he was an evil person and would never hand over the legacy to him. He said to the consciousness that he would only do good things and even punish the evil. But the inheritance knew that he was lying and attacked him. Gu Changge used one of the system items, the rainbow cloak, and with that, he blocked the attack. Gu Changge made fun of the consciousness, telling him that even though he is stronger in this place, he cannot escape the laws of the lower realm. The consciousness asked him, "Why do you want this bloodthirsty weapon? Are you trying to side with the evil?" But Gu Changge said, "Siding with the evil? I am the evil." The inheritance told him if that's the case, he is going to kill him. Only those who follow the light path can get the inheritance. Gu Changge explained that the one that he chosen is already dead. Seeing the body of Yi Chen, the consciousness, attacked. But Gu Changge just vanished and went over to the demonic halberd. Since the halberd was locked by demonic powers, it was easy for him to break it. The aura emitted by the weapon killed even the cultivators who were far away. The consciousness tried to attack Gu Changge, but now that he has the halberd, it's too late. With a single movement, the consciousness is destroyed and the whole place is breaking down. But he stores the soul inside a jar. Looking to the weapon, he said that he was about to bring this to heaven and destroy everything. The weapon agreed with him and even the system registered the weapon. Inside the jade, the hot master was cultivating, but she couldn't see outside world without his permission. But as soon as he gave her permission, she appeared. He was about to tell her that Yi Chen had died, but she just stopped him, saying that she already decided to follow Master Gu. So the fate of Yi Chen holds little importance to her. Gu Changge's servants came running, asking him for forgiveness for letting Keeking get to him. He stated that she couldn't do anything, and that now was time to go back to the upper realms. It was when Auntie Xui and her friends came running. They were all searching for Keeking. When they found her, Auntie Xui asked, "Where's Yi Chen?" Expressionless, she just pointed at his body. Gu Changge killed him. But without any remorse, Keeking said that they should just leave. Then we see the celestial city of the upper realms, the Wushan dynasty. A woman is telling her brother that it's time for him to give her the throne, and the guy accepted it, saying that she was born to be empress. She shouted to everyone, saying that from today on, Yu Mingkong would be the reigning empress, and all those living under the heavens would be her subjects. Gazing at the distance, she said, "It's about time for you to return from the lower realms, my beloved fiancé Gu Changge." He has another one? Jesus, bro. Then we see a scene from the future of this couple. Yu Mingkong was killed because she was a demonic cultivator, and the one that killed her was no one else than Gu Changge. She never imagined that he would be so cruel. Back to the present, she's angry at him. She's been worked to him for 3,000 years, and all that she has received was a mocking smile on the night of their marriage. When people discovered that they were using demonic arts, he made her take the blame and then killed her. But now she wants to expose his true identity and take everything from him. We see the spy of Gu Changge opening the entrance for the upper realm. Of course, he's going to bring his yummy babies.